This is a topic that I am very passionate about, and it's something that I feel has become quite divisive in the fitness or weight loss industry. When you look on social media, you will see all the fitness fanatics with their little plastic tubs filled up with chicken and broccoli and various other bland meals. And you'll also find an abundance of websites, companies, personal trainers, etc., offering meal plans for a range of different purposes. Now, from weight loss to bodybuilding to sport to everything. And I also get regular emails and messages about this from people looking to buy meal plans, and every time I have to refuse. So, as a professional sports nutritionist, ethically, I do not want to make money off something that I know I cannot provide the proper advice and guidance that those people require. And I know full well they'll not be able to stick to that. So, when you buy a meal plan online, the chances are these are going to be kept on a big file with different goals. For example, 2,000 calorie meal plan, 2,500 calorie meal plan, high protein meal plan, running meal plan, muscle building meal plan, things like that. And then the name at the top of the document can be quickly changed, saved as a PDF and sent out to you. And that person buying it is under the impression that it's been personalised for them. The reason I don't sell meal plans is because it's virtually impossible to be able to properly personalise it without knowing much about that person. There's far too many variables in life that will affect the nutritional requirements of an individual. So things like preparation and recovery for sport, hydration, fueling during training, the varying intensity training days, sport-specific considerations, general calorie and macronutrient requirements, food preferences, allergies and intolerances and other medical issues, work, family commitments, income. The list could go on forever. There's just so many things that can affect what and when you should be eating or when you're actually able to eat. And if I was to make a meal plan for someone on the internet without first speaking to them and having regular contact with them, they would either not be able to stick to it, life would get in the way in some way or another, and they wouldn't know what to do in order to change the plan, or it would just not be suitable for purpose for whatever reason. I have heard a lot of places selling meal plans online blaming the person for not sticking to the plan for the reason why it's not worked. But in reality, the reason it didn't work was that it wasn't personalised to that person. Selling someone a meal plan without knowing a lot of background information about them is just wrong. So what should you do then instead of buying a meal plan? Well, if you're in the process of looking to buy a meal plan, think about this. You currently have a diet. It's just that it's not working very well for you. So instead of spending money on somebody else's diet, take a look at your current diet, find out where it's failing you and make positive changes to that. This is going to be much easier for you to stick to because you're still going to have the basis of your diet. You're still going to have the foods that you enjoy, not the foods that somebody else thinks that you should have or thinks that you should enjoy. So how do you go about meal planning then? So depending on what your goals are, will influence how you go about it and how you go about planning your diet. If you're just looking to improve your health, you might just want to focus on dinners. Whereas if you're serious about a particular sporting goal, you'll likely have to plan every meal and every snack. So these are my top tips for meal planning. Number 1, make a list of the foods and meals that you enjoy and use this as a base for picking out meals and snacks. So if you write down all the foods that you like, you can refer to this when you're making a plan for the week or month or whatever. That way you're not having to ask the question, what do you want for dinner tonight? And you go, I don't know. You can just look at this list and you can find out exactly what you want. It's very easy and it makes things a lot more simple to start planning with. Number 2, always make a menu for the week ahead. I always do this on a Sunday and get the shopping in on a Monday morning. So when you have a menu, you can check it the night before and you can take out any ingredients that might be in the freezer that you need, take them out and defrost them, make sure you've got everything. That way you're not getting to the day that you're going to be having that food and realising you've not got the foods in. You can check that, make sure you've got everything, and it also cuts down on the amount of food waste, which just now is a really big thing. Number 3, have an ongoing, easy to access shopping list that you can add items to if you run out of them midweek. So I have a whiteboard that I keep my shopping list on. You could also use just a bit of paper stuck to the fridge. Anything that runs out, add it to the list, and then when it comes to the day that you do your planning, so for me on a Sunday, I can find out what we've run out of during the week and then add it to the list. So it's particularly good for things like oils, spices, the kind of little things that you forget about. If you just make a note when you've used it, when it's used up, add it to the list, and that way it's very easy to keep a track of what you're used up and what you're needing. So number 4, when you're making meals, make them for 3, 4 or 5 times as many people as is going to eat them, and then freeze the rest in individual portions. This way, if you're short on time, you're always going to have a healthy backup in the freezer. So things like chilies, curries, things like that, freeze very, very well. And that way, if you've got a supply of them in the freezer, if it comes to a day that life gets in the way, you're stuck in traffic, you can't have what you were initially planning to have, you can come home and it's easy enough to stick it in the microwave to defrost, and you've got something healthy there instead of having to go to a takeaway or get something like that in. You've got something that you can always fall back on. Number 5, check what ingredients you have in the kitchen already and plan around using some of these up if required. This will really help cut down on food waste, and again, it's quite good if you're not really that good on, or not that into cooking. See what you've got and then have a look at what you can use them for. That way it's going to give you a little bit of practice about using different things, and things maybe you don't necessarily always use. Everyone always has things like beans and like kidney beans and things like that stuck at the back of the cupboard and don't really know what to do with them. But if you find these things, take them out and just have a look online. There's plenty of websites that can give you recipes based on these things. And again, you'll be surprised at how much you can actually do with it that's very, very healthy. Number 6, if you're needing it for sport, keep a note of what sport-specific nutritional goals you have for the week or weeks ahead. So keep a nutrition diary. It's a very good idea when you're training for something to make sure you're understanding what you need to be doing. For example, if you're training for a marathon, your carbohydrate needs are going to be increasing on a weekly basis as you increase your training mileage. If you have this noted down in a diary, you're going to remember to either increase your portion sizes or get good carbohydrate snacks in to accommodate this. So when you're doing your shopping or you're planning to do your shopping, you understand that you need more carbohydrate. Going back to the first point, you can have a look at that and see what some good carbohydrate foods or good carbohydrate snacks that you've maybe not necessarily had for a while or you've forgotten about. You can refer to that and go, oh, that's going to be a good thing for this week because I'm needing a lot more carbohydrate, or it could be protein. Look at that, say I need a lot more of this, these foods are going to help me with this, and then put them on your plan. That way you know you're getting what you need. And finally, number 7, keep the plans that you've done in the past and just rotate them when you're short on time. So I recommend to my clients to do this quite a lot. So if you make plans for 2, 3, 4 weeks even, that way you could do it on a monthly basis. Use plan 1, plan 2, plan 3, plan 4, and then just go back to plan 1 again, 2, 3, 4, and just keep rotating that. That way you've got a list of the shopping that you need from the shopping list that's on it. You don't need to do much in terms of sitting down on a Sunday and planning all your meals out. It takes away so much of the time and the effort to do it. So it's a very, very good way of cutting down on time. Put the effort in to start with, make a few plans, even 2 weeks. Just do week 1, week 2, week 1, week 2. And that can really cut down on the time. And using these when you know that these plans are working. So if you're doing weight loss, for example, if you made some like 2-week plans for weight loss, you're losing weight on a weekly basis. Just keep rotating these plans over. You know it's working. You could maybe just change the odd 1 or 2 things out if you want to, but you know it works, so you don't need to really defer from it if you don't want to. So I hope you found this video useful. If there's anything else that you want me to explain or help you with, please leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get more nutritional content like this. Cheers!